I moved into my new apartment on a rainy Tuesday. It was cheap, unusually cheap for the neighborhood, but I didn't ask questions. I just needed a place. Fast. A one-bedroom on the 5th floor, with a long, narrow hallway and a weird, musty smell I figured would go away with time. On my second night, I noticed the floor plan taped to the back of the door. Strange, I hadn't seen it before. I counted: bedroom, kitchen, bathroom. But then, there was a second bedroom. Only problem was, I didn't have a second bedroom, just a blank wall where it should be. I laughed it off. Maybe the layout was old. People remodel, right? The next night, I woke to a knocking sound. Steady, not from the door, from the wall. The same wall where the second bedroom was supposed to be. I knocked back. It knocked again. I stood there for hours, listening. It was subtle, like someone was trying not to be heard. By anyone except me. I went online, looked up past tenants. The building was old. Records were hard to find. But I stumbled on a forum post from 2012. Anyone else hear the knocking in apartment 5C? No replies. No account history. The next night, I stayed up again. I brought a chair and just stared at the wall. Around 2:17 a.m., it happened again. Knock, 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 pause. Then a faint voice. A child's voice.
Help me.
The next morning, I called the building manager. I think there's someone stuck in the walls. He sighed like he'd heard it before.
There's nothing behind that wall, he said. It used to be a closet maybe, but that space is sealed off now. Has been for years.
Sealed off from what? I asked. He hung up. That night, I brought tools. I stared at that wall for over an hour before I even touched it. Then, with a hammer, I started chipping. Behind the plaster was drywall. Behind the drywall, bricks. Old bricks. But there was a hollow sound when I tapped them. Something was back there. I kept going until I broke through. Dust filled the air, thick and stale, like a crypt. Inside was a room. Not a second bedroom. Not really. Just a small, windowless space with a cot, a stuffed rabbit, and chains. The air got colder. I stepped inside. My phone flashlight flickered. Then I heard it. The door slammed behind me. Dark. Total dark. I turned around, slammed my shoulder into the door. Nothing. I wasn't alone. There was breathing. Fast. Panicked. From the far side of the room. I whispered, "Who's there?" The voice replied,
I'm you.
When I woke up, I was lying in my bed. The wall was sealed again. No hole, no hammer, no tools, no sign it had ever happened. Just a sticky note on my chest. It said, "Don't forget again."